Hi everyone, this is Denise Levy. I'm an artist and designer, and today I'm going to show you how to make this really cute Happy Halloween pumpkin card with a cute little ghost. So let's get into it. This card has lots of background layers, which makes it a lot of fun to put together and a really interesting card in the end. So I'm going to start by putting these together. I want to get some dimension between this fence layer and the background sky layer with the clouds. So I'm going to use this foam tape adhesive that I buy by the roll, and I'm just going to cut little strips and put those all the way around the edge there. And what I like to do is just pull up a little bit, expose just a little bit of the adhesive, kind of going alternating. As you see there, this gives me a little bit of room to like shimmy and fiddle and make sure that I get it straight on the card, which honestly still doesn't always happen, but this does make it easier. And as you see, I leave the little red tabs like sticking out, so then I can, once I get it down where I want it, then I can just pull those tabs away. And I decide it's easier to get this blue layer lined up on that adhesive instead of doing it the other way. And that's pretty good. So now I'm just going to pull all those tabs and smooth that out. And sometimes it's hard when I'm recording because I can't just get right on top of the card, because then my head would be in the camera and we don't really want that. So that's my excuse anyway. Okay, so now we're going to go on to this layer, this orange layer, and I decide instead of the tape I'm going to use these little foam dots because they're just a little bit slimmer profile, and I don't want this card to be too bulky, especially if you're going to mail it. So I'm going to get that dark orange layer down, and this layer will have the little pumpkins on it. And I guess I didn't like the way I lined that up, so I'm going to try to pop that up and then just get that aligned a little bit better, which is what I'm doing here. And once I'm happy with that, I'll kind of push that down. These layered cards, when you have so many frames, I mean, you don't want it totally wonky, but they are pretty forgiving because you're going to have a top frame layer that will hide if you get off just a little bit with those back layers. Hopefully that makes sense. So now I'm going to move on to the pumpkins. I'm going to get all my little pieces out here, and I'm going to start just dry fitting them and making sure I've got everything going the correct way. And that's what I've done here. I've just kind of dry fit those. So you have the lightest orange layer is going to go over the dark brown, and that creates your pumpkin stem. And I'm showing you that I like to use this Barely Arts Precision Craft Glue. It's got a precision tip on it, and it's really strong. I really like using it. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm just getting that lightest orange layer over the dark brown, and then that creates that stem. And then I am going to pop up this center layer of the pumpkin with more foam adhesive circles, and then that just gets centered on that darker orange pumpkin shape. And then that creates that pumpkin. I am going to glue the stem piece, just putting glue on the pumpkin part, not the stem. Just glue that flat because you've got 2 layers of cardstock there, so you've already got great dimension with that. I didn't think it needed to be popped up again, but if you want it to, it's your card, your choice. Just the same process with the smaller pumpkin, using some foam adhesive for that middle orange layer, And then that just gets lined up there, the center of that pumpkin shape. And then I will glue this layer with the stem right in the center there. And again, I didn't put any glue on the back of the stem. So now we're going to move on to this next layer, and this layer will have the ghost. So I'm gonna, what am I gonna do here? I don't know. I guess I'm just kind of, I think I'm deciding on if I want to get more foam adhesive or if I think I've already got enough dimension. And I think I decided, let's just glue this flat. If you want to keep adding foam adhesive, you sure could. But I don't think you really need it. So I just get glue on the bottom there. And then once I have that lined up and I'm happy with it, then I'll go around and I will add more glue to the top and the side. And then I decide underneath that cutout ghost shape, I'm just going to pop a little adhesive foam circle underneath that just to kind of support that shape. You don't necessarily need to do that, but I just wanted to make it more secure, more structure there. So then that is done. And now I'm going to glue my ghost together. So that black layer just goes right behind that light gray, which creates the nose and, not the nose, the eyes and the mouth of the ghost. So I'll get that lined up as best I can. Now I'm not going to glue this down until I get that green layer, even though the cutout is on the orange layer, because the top of that ghost is going to overlap this green frame just a tiny bit. So I'm going to glue that flat to the card and get that lined up. And then once again, go around and add more adhesive. And you can see how this card is coming together with all these wonderful layers. And just making sure that everything is secure there. And then that ghost, you've got a cutout so you know exactly where that ghost is going to go. And I'm going to pop the little ghost up with some more foam adhesive. And then we will get the ghost in place. And then we just have to do the sentiment. You could switch up these colors if you wanted. You know, if you wanted more like browns, or if you didn't care for the green, or you wanted to customize it a little bit, you sure could. Now I've got the sentiment. I'm going to weed the sentiment. If you purchased this card for me, thank you so much for supporting my art. As I was weeding that O, I just took the whole O with me. Anyway, if you bought this card, thank you so much. If you're interested in it, links as always are in my profile, DeniseLevyStudio.com, and it will be on the Silhouette design store. So I almost had a catastrophe there with the transfer tape. So now I get that lined up, and I'm going to use the little burnishing tool here and try to get that those letters to release onto the transfer tape. Thank you also for watching this video on YouTube. I sure do appreciate any likes or follows here on my YouTube channel. All right, so now I'm going to try to lift all these letters off, and I was successful. Now this is just going to go the very bottom of the card and just centered. A lot of times I like to get the sentiment down before I glue this frame piece to the card. I did not do that this time. I think, you know, whatever, it worked out fine. Sometimes I just think it's better when you have that piece just flat to your work surface. But either way should work. I'm just going to burnish that down and then very carefully lift off that transfer tape so I don't lift up any of my cardstock, which I am known to do. All right, I'll keep getting that up. And then this card is almost done. I'm going to just make sure I have all those letters down. And now I will get this completed card front glued down to the card base. And you can see how those cloud cutouts now appear. Once I have that in the right position, I will get more glue on the top there and press that down. And this card is done. I think this would be such a fun card to send during Halloween. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day.